Hi everyone, Monique here with Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are making a corner to quarter baby bib, and we're going to start that in just a moment. Hi everyone, Monique here with Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are making a corner to corner baby bib. So you're going to need some 4-ply worsted weight yarn. I'm using cotton for this, but I see no reason why you couldn't use acrylic or a blend of some sort. And you'll need a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a darning needle. So let's get started. To start, you have to chain 6. So to start my chain, I cross my yarn like so. Yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yarn over, and then in the 1, 2, 3, 4th chain, you are doing a double crochet. So into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So that's 1 double crochet. Then in the next stitch, we're doing another double crochet, yarn over, through 2, through 2, yarn over, and into that final stitch. Now I catch my tail, so all I do to catch my tail is I just wrap it around my hook. Okay, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, through 2, through 2. So that is our first little stitch. Okay. Now we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now in the 4th chain from the hook, you're going to do a double crochet. So through 2, through 2, yarn over in the stitch, through 2, through 2, yarn over into that final chain, through 2, through 2. Okay, so now we're turning our work, okay? So now I'm going to slip stitch into the space where that chain 3 was, okay? Slip stitch into there. Chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and do in this space, you're doing 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so see, we have 2 little squares and 2 little squares going up. Now, these are our increase rows. We're going to do these little squares until we have 10 across, okay? So to increase, you always chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn your work. In the 4th chain from, you do your double crochet, and then another double crochet, and then another double crochet, and now you're slip stitching into that chain 3, okay? Slip stitch, chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets in that space, 1, oops, 2, 3, and then you're slip stitching into where that chain 3 space is, see right there, so in there, okay, and then you're chaining up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're doing 3 double crochet in that space, 2, 3. Okay, so now if we're looking at our work, I've got 1 little square, 2 squares, 3 squares, and I've got 1 square, 2 3 squares up, okay? So to increase, you're always chaining up 6. So you're going to do this until we have 10 squares along the bottom and 10 squares across the side. You do that and meet me back. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares across by 10 squares below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we don't want to go any taller. So what we do now is, this is our decrease row. We are going to slip stitch in the chain the first stitch. We're going to slip. So 1 slip, 2 slips, 3 slips, and our 4th slip is going in that space. Then we're turning our work. We are going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put our 3 double crochets in here, and we're going to continue our row just like we did last time. 2, 3, and then we attach, chain up 3. So see what we've done there is, rather than increasing, we have just built up. Okay? So build up until you have your square, okay? So you're going to keep doing that. You're going to, when you get up here, rather than chaining up 6, you're going to slip stitch across and then start your next one and go back down, and so on and so forth. So I'll do it one more time when I get to the other side, and then to show you, and then we'll get to the neck part. Coming to my last square on this end, and I said I would show you again. So I'm doing my 3 double crochet, okay, and then I'm attaching this slip stitch. I'm turning my work, and now going into that first stitch, I'm doing a slip, 1 slip, 2 slips, 3 slips, and then your 4th slip is into that chain space, and now you're chaining up 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're continuing your row. Okay, so if you haven't had a chance yet, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and if you want notifications of when I do new videos, hit the little bell, but the bell doesn't always go off. So try and watch for new videos from me on Thursdays around 3 o'clock. I try and hit that goal as often as I can. Sometimes it's just a compilation, a slideshow of the different works I made, and I'm trying to make it so it's tutorials every time, but as we all know, life gets busy. Yeah, and I was just thinking as I was sitting here working on this, these can be adapted, okay? So if you want to make them smaller, just make them smaller. Don't make them as wide. If you want to make it for like a newborn baby, just do it maybe half the size. So only do it to 5 or 6, and then, you know, you just make a smaller square. And I would use these as baby gifts. Like if someone's having a baby, they always get like 1,000 blankets. Not that blankets aren't wonderful, but usually they get lots of blankets and things. But I know when my kids were little, it didn't matter how many bibs I had, I never had enough. They always had spit up on everything, or when they'd eaten, they'd just drenched the bib. And if you think about it, if you use a fresh bib for every meal, you need like 21 bibs a week, right? That's a lot if you're not able to do laundry all the time. And then if you want to coordinate with their outfits, I mean, this little project, it whips up pretty darn quick. And like I have said, I've done a few different bib tutorials on this channel. And so, you know, get creative. Make some of the bibs I've made. Add embellishments, buttons, ribbons, whatever your heart desires. If you want to try and doing, like for this, you could try doing a graph. People do it on blankets. Why couldn't you do it on a bib? Right? That probably will be another tutorial I do. I have so many ideas for tutorials. I just don't have enough time. So here's another example. I got to the end of that row. I'm slipping, slip, slip, and then slip stitch into that chain space, and then you chain up your 3. Okay, so finish this until you've got a square, okay? Isn't it cute so far? I love this corner to corner. It works up so quick. I also have a tutorial for a corner to corner dishcloth, and if you wanted to make it into a blanket, you just keep going to the width you want. If you wanted to make it a scarf, you would just keep going. So you would stop here, but keep going in length. So you would keep going up the one side. I mean, there's so many things you can do with the corner to corner. I just love this pattern. Okay, so finish your square, meet me back. We'll do the neck of the bib, and then we're done. Okay. I'm on my last square here to finish off the body of the bib. I just wanted to show you. 2, 3, and attach. Okay, so I'm going to slip stitch to that corner now, okay? 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do the 4th in the chain 3. I'm going to chain 3 up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're starting on the neck. Okay, so I'm going to do pick up in those slip stitches. I'm going to do 3 double crochets. So 1, they're hard to see. 2, 3. Okay, that was in those slip stitches we had done. Now see here, I had that chain 3 space. I'm doing 3 double crochets in that. So that'll give me 6. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to pick up 3 more of those slip stitches, okay? So 1. They're tight, that's why I'm kind of fighting with it. Whoops. 2. Okay, so that gives me 9 double crochets, okay? So I picked up the 3, I did the 3 in the little chain 3 space, and then I did 3 more. We're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn our work. Now, we're going to do a decrease at both ends, okay? So yarn over into that first stitch, pull your yarn through. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull your yarn through. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. Yarn over, I want you to go through all 5 loops, okay? So let's do that again. Okay, so yarn over into that first one. Oops. Into the first one, pull your yarn up, go through 2. Oh, I didn't go through 2 last time. Go through 2. Go through 2. Yarn through, go through 2. So you have 3 loops, sorry, not 5. And then we're going through all 3 loops. So that turned 2 double crochets into 1, okay? Then we're going to do our, this will make 2 double crochets, 3, 4, and this is going to be our 7 row, okay? We're going to get down to 7. 5, 6, and now we're going to do those 2 double crochets together, okay? So yarn over into the stitch, pull through, go through 2 loops. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull through, go through 2 loops. Yarn over, go through the remaining 3. So now we have 7 stitches. Chain up 3, turn your work. We're doing that again. We're going to decrease on both. So we went from 9 to 7. This will be 5. So yarn over into that stitch, pull through, go through 2 loops. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull through, yarn through 2 loops. 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook. Go through those 3 loops. So that turned 2 stitches into 1. And then this will be 2, 3, 4. Now this is, we're going to turn these last 2 stitches into our 5th stitch. So yarn over into the stitch, pull through, yarn over through 2 loops. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull through 2 loops. 3 loops on hook. Yarn over, go through all 3 loops. We're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. So we went from 9, 7, 5. This will be our 3 row. So yarn over into that stitch, pull through, go through 2 loops. Yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, go through 2 loops. 3 loops on hook, yarn over, go through all 3 loops. That turned 2 stitches into 1. Then we're going to do a single crochet, a double crochet in the next stitch, which will give us 2, and then we're turning these last 2 stitches into 1. So yarn over into the stitch, pull through, yarn over, go through 2 loops. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull through, yarn over, go through 2 loops. Yarn over, go through all 3 loops. We are down to 3 stitches. I want you to turn your work. We are slip stitching into that first stitch. Okay? We are slip stitching into that next stitch. This is where we're making our tie. We are now going to chain. We're going to do 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain to 60 and meet me back. And if you haven't had a chance, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. So I did my 60. Okay. Now all we're going to do is that next chain from hook, we're just going to slip stitch all the way back. So in each stitch you're doing a slip stitch, and we're just going to do that all the way back. Slip stitch all the way back. Now I'm using a new camera angle, and I'm wondering what you guys think of it. I think it really makes it much easier to see what I'm doing, because half the time I'm actually using my camera to do what I'm doing. Leave a comment. Tell me if you like the new camera angle. I'd really like to know. Okay, so do this all the way to the other end and meet me back. I'm all the way down to the other end. Now, where we made that slip stitch in this third stitch, we're doing another slip stitch. And then we'll do a slip stitch in the next stitch. And then we're gonna cut, pull our tail through our loop, and pull tight. There we go. Now, what you do to one side, you've got to do to the other. So we've got to pick up some stitches. So we're going to go to where we did our, this is our chain 3 loop. See this? Okay, and we're working on the same side. We don't want to turn it over and start from the corner because then we would. So we're gonna, sorry, I did that quick. Sometimes I forget. Okay, so put your, in the chain 3 space there, take your yarn, pull through, and I'm holding my tail at the back, and then chain 3 up. Now, catching your tail, I want you to do 3 double crochet in here. 1. I only catch my tail for the first 2 and then I just let it go. It's just to give it an extra anchor. I'm still gonna hide it in my work. I'm paranoid about things coming undone. So we did 3 in that chain 3 space. We're gonna do 3 in our slip stitch, which are hard to see, but you can find them, and don't forget they're gonna be really tight, so it might be a bit frustrating, but it's worth it. This is such a cute bib. 1, 2, oh, come here you. See what I mean? It's really tight. 3, and then you're doing 3 more in that chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to take this opportunity to once again show you how I do my decrease, okay? So if you think you've got it, you don't have to watch this part, you can fast forward, but I am going to show you how I do it. So I chained up 3, turn my work, okay? So yarn over into that first stitch, pull through, go through 2 loops. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull through, go through 2 loops. 3 loops on your crochet hook. Yarn over, go through all 3 loops. That turned 2 stitches into 1. So we had 9 here, so this is going to be our 7 row, okay? So 1, oops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we have 2 stitches left. We're going to turn those into 7. So yarn over into the stitch, pull through, go through 2 loops. Yarn over through the next stitch, pull your yarn through, go through 2 loops. 3 loops on hook, go yarn over through those 3 loops. Chain up 3, turn your work. So we did 9, this was 7, this will be our 5 row. So right away we're going straight into a decrease, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another decrease, yarn over into the stitch, pull through, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over into the stitch, pull through, yarn over through 2 loops, through all 3 loops. That was 5. So decrease down to 3, and then you're going to do your tie just like last time, and then you're going to bind off and meet me back. Okay, so I'm back, and we have completed our baby bib. So now we're just hiding our threads. So here's where your darning needle comes in. Now take your threads to the back side. Now with this, it's pretty either-sided, but I'm going by this part, so this would be my back, or would it? No, I had it on the back, so this is the back. I'm going by this. When I weave in my threads, I go through a few, and I never go to the front, I'm staying in the back, and then I go back through some of the stitches, but see how I'm going back? And then, come on, don't be like that. through a few more. And then I'll go back. And I just do that over and over again. And I don't make knots, this is called back stitching. I just keep doing this back stitching where I go back a little and then I go forward some more. Okay, so I do that for a few and then I snip. And then, see, that's the other thing I like about these bib patterns is there's not tons of threads to hide. So again, I go through a few stitches, go back. Anyway, that's the end of our tutorial. So if you haven't had a chance, hit the like and subscribe. Tell me what you think of this camera angle. I'd really like to have your input because I may go back to the other angle if I don't hear from anyone that this one's better. Yeah, have fun with this. You can do so many things with this. You can do this base pattern. You can make like a whole bunch. And then like embellish them. Go nuts. Add ribbon or buttons or I would be careful with anything that you'd have to iron on because yarn does melt, especially if you've used acrylics. I don't think the cotton would melt so much, but you know, if you had little iron-on badges or something, just be careful with it. You would have to probably iron it on through a towel or something and not directly. But this would be good to add appliques, like watch some other videos and, you know, find an applique you like. My family's quite into Pokemon lately, so, you know, you could add a Pokeball to this and just, you know, spruce it up. So have fun with it. And I do have a Facebook page. If you do make this, I would love to see what you've come up with and how you've embellished or not. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye now.